She said I couldn't possibly afford that ticket. She looked me straight in the eye at the gas station, with her mouth twisted into some smug little smile, and pointed to the winning lottery ticket in my hand like it was contraband. "That's not yours," she snapped. "You people always find a way to cheat the system." Now, I'd heard some nonsense before, but this was new. Let me back up a sec. I'm Devin Matthews, 48, born and raised in Houston. Grew up in a neighborhood where kids sold lemonade not for fun, but to keep the lights on. My mama used to scrub motel toilets in Pearland while my older brother and I took care of our baby sister. So yeah, life didn't exactly hand us the easy route. Fast forward 25 years. After serving in the Navy, I studied business at night while doing HVAC repairs during the day. People thought I was just that AC guy, which was fine by me. I didn't need to advertise that I was slowly building a little empire on the side. Commercial real estate, vending machines, crypto before it got weird, and then my crown jewel, a partnership buyout of Lone Star Lotto Holdings, the regional lottery licensing company for most of Southeast Texas. I became a silent co-owner 3 years ago. Stayed low, stayed patient, until last Thursday, when a crazy twist of fate dropped something wild in my lap. I bought a random scratcher for fun on my way to check on one of our retail partners, and boom, $5 million bucks. Now here's the kicker. I didn't even need the money, but I wanted to claim it like everybody else. No red carpet, no business suit, just me, a hoodie, and a smile. That idea. I walked into that gas station on the edge of Cypress Creek, ticket in hand, heart beating fast because yeah, $5 million is $5 million even if you own the system. I was joking with the clerk, Tony, a cool kid I'd met before, when suddenly this woman barges in behind me. Mid-50s, blonde bob haircut, designer sweats that looked too tight, and a permanent frown like life owed her something. "You stealing?" she barked. Tony blinked, confused. I did too. "I'm sorry," I said, still holding the ticket. "That's my ticket," she hissed. He snatched it out of my hand. I saw him. "Arrest him." Tony looked mortified. "Ma'am, this gentleman was here first. I literally saw him scratch it right here on the counter." "You didn't see what he did in the parking lot," she shouted, jabbing a trembling finger at me. "He threatened me. Said he'd take it if I didn't hand it over." At that point, I laughed. Like, really laughed. Because what the hell else could I do? I looked down at my hoodie, plain gray. My jeans, dusty from walking the lots. My hands still smelling faintly like copper piping. She didn't see a co-owner. She saw a thief. Now here's where it escalates. She called 911. I kid you not, 5 minutes later, a sheriff's cruiser pulls up. She rushes out crying to them, yelling about how I mugged her. Even throws herself on the hood like it's some daytime soap opera. I tried to stay calm, but when the deputy walked up and asked me to put the ticket down, I felt something crack inside. I pulled out my wallet not to argue, but to show them my business card. Not the one that says Devin Matthews, HVAC Services. The other one. The real one. Tony's eyes widened. The cop squinted. Karen, meanwhile, was going on about how she saw me run up behind her, even though, get this, she drove in after I started talking to Tony. But then, something shifted. See, the deputy got a call on his radio. Static. Then silence. Then the words, "Lone Star Holdings regional rep is on his way, says he knows the individual involved." Karen's eyes narrowed. "He probably bribed them," she muttered. What she didn't know? I was the regional rep. And the one on his way? My assistant, Yolanda. Now that was the moment everything flipped. Yolanda pulled up in her Tesla, stilettos clacking across the concrete. And you should have seen Karen's face when she got out, a black woman in a sharp navy pantsuit, holding a folder thicker than her skull. "Is there a problem with Mr. Matthews?" she asked calmly, with just a hint of fire behind her smile. Karen stammered. "That hat's him. That's the guy who—" Yolanda cut her off. "You mean the co-owner of the company that prints your ticket?" The silence that followed could have choked a hurricane. I watched as realization dawned on the deputy first, then Tony, then Karen, slowly backing away like the ground might swallow her whole. But she wasn't done. See, folks like her, they don't give up. They double down. She demanded we investigate how I won. What if he tampered with the machine? He works for the lottery. Yolanda sighed. "Devin doesn't touch operations. That's part of our compliance code," which he wrote. Karen wasn't listening. She was foaming now. "This is racial fraud." The cop finally stepped in and told her to calm down. She refused. Said we were gaslighting her. Screamed she'd take it to the governor. And then came the final straw. She lunged. tried to snatch the ticket out of my hand. That's when the deputy cuffed her. Not roughly, just enough to get her away from me. But I'll admit, I didn't feel bad when she started sobbing on the pavement like the victim in some twisted Hallmark drama. Here's the part one didn't expect, though. Later that day, the security footage came out full color, perfect angle of her walking in after I scratched the ticket. She was holding a phone and nothing else. No ticket. No purse in that hand. Nothing. But that's not what went viral. What went viral was Yolanda's press release. She held a surprise media event at our Houston HQ. "We support all verified winners," she said to the cameras, "and we will not tolerate false accusations fueled by prejudice or entitlement." We didn't name her, but someone online figured it out. Karen's Facebook got bombed. Her little home design business? Yelp took it down after review. Then her HOA Yep. She was vice president held an emergency vote and kicked her off the board for behavior unbecoming of leadership. I didn't celebrate. Not right away. I just sat in my truck and stared at the dashboard for a while. It wasn't about the money. Not really. It was about how fast someone decided I couldn't possibly be where I was. It took me 48 years to get here, and it took her 4 seconds to try and take it away. And yet there's a strange kind of justice in how it ended. Last week, a reporter called me, asked if I planned to press charges. No, I said. She's already lost the only jackpot she ever had: public dignity. But hey, I do wonder. If the roles were reversed, if it were me accusing her with no proof, no footage, no logic, would I have walked away without cuffs? I'll let you answer that. What would you have done in my shoes? Was I right not to press charges, or did she get off too easy? Let me know. I'm listening.